Alright, real quick, time for the new devlog. As you can see, there's a title screen now, which is indeed a title screen. Here we have Lasser clinging to a pillar, Monty hanging down from the ceiling like a bat because he's a bat. We have Woofius staring up at the moon, being Woofius. We have Welmer in the back, being utterly ashamed of himself as per usual. And then there's Gilman, the last playable character, hanging to a fish embedded into the ledge of the lighthouse. He's holding on for dear life. So go ahead and hit play. Here's the new character select, or at least the current one. Probably going to edit it later. The left half where you actually pick the dudes, I'm quite happy with this part. This part over here, past that, where it shows the character and the description, is a bit bland, so I'll probably work on that a bit. We'll see, but this part over here with the character icons I'm quite happy with. So there's Woofius' description. Fast but frail is the type of character he is. The type part is essentially, instead of showing off those arbitrary fake stats that Rise 1 had, it's just telling you the basic way to play the character. There's his description. Here's Welmer. The type is strong because he's the DPS character. I didn't add the slow part. Monty has a slow part, but I didn't add that slow part to Welmer because he has pretty average speed. A little below average, but not enough to classify him as slow or anything. There's his description. The Usurper King will be the final boss of easy mode because this game has an easy, normal, and hard mode. Hard and normal will be literally the exact same other than, numbers. There won't be a new final boss for hard mode. Hard and normal will be the exact same other than the amount of damage you take and how easy it is to knock enemies back. Those are the two things that will change, which are essentially just numbers. Anyway, there's Monty's description, and he's beefy but slow because he's the slow character. Lasser's is average because she's average. Name-dropping Victor Conniver because, of course, mentions the Usurper King again. The Usurper King is the final boss of easy mode. The way that works is stage 1 through 5 are accessible on easy mode, but the final boss is its own icon on the stage map. So to fight the final boss and for that icon to show up, you have to play on normal and hard. That icon on the stage does not exist on easy. Therefore, when you beat stage 5, you get a bad ending, and yes, it will be a bad ending. Not even just a mysterious ending, an outright bad ending. Normal and hard will have the exact same ending. I personally don't believe it's good to have a difficulty to have the normal difficulty lock you out of content. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't like doing it, so I'm not going to do it. Easy mode, for being labeled easy mode and for being an experience intentionally made easier, will give you a bad ending. I'm fine with that, but for the normal experience, a mode called normal, and therefore if you're labeling it normal, it should be the base experience of the game, should have all of the content of the game. I really don't like how M2 locks you out of 2 entire bosses. If you're going for the Emperor ending, it locks you out of 2 entire bosses, and there are 2 layers of endings. I don't like that. That's dumb. Same thing with the Dragon's Den DLC. I'm not a fan of that, so I'm not doing it. Anyway, here's Gilman. Gilman's the last playable character that will be added. He's not playable yet, clicking that button. I don't know if it'll crash the game or nothing will happen. Let's see. Yeah, nothing happens. Good. But there's his description. And I think his description's funny enough, but essentially he's a slower version of Woofius with less health that does significantly more damage than Woofius. He's the glass cannon, essentially. If we go and pick Woofius, go into the shop, which still says Lighthouse, you can see that I've added a shop background. It still needs a little bit of work. There's a tomb fight reference right here and here, whatever. Anyway, 2 of the items have been drawn. Woofius' first 2 items, which are his health upgrades, have been drawn. They're not here because I've already bought them, but still. Everything else is literally the same. I just wanted to show you this. Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm mentioning this because I didn't mention, because even though I've said this before, I haven't said it in a devlog. The Whispers now have variants. So there are 3 types of Whispers now. They all function the same, but essentially when I go into the stage, there is a chance that the Whispers will look different. So it's a each one has an equal probability of showing up. So it just picks a number 1 through 3. If it's 1, you get the normal Whispers. If it's 2, you get those blue skull ones. If it's 3, you get the orange ones. That's how that works. I'm gonna try and get all 3 on the same screen so you can compare the 3. 1, 2. Nope. I'm gonna end the devlog when I get all 3. Let's see. 1, 2. Nope. Those are all the red ones. I mean orange ones. Frick. I'm not colorblind, but I'm just stupid. There we go. Here's all 3. Now this one shows up if the number's a 2. This one shows up if the number's a 1. This one shows up if the number's a 3. That's essentially how it works. There's nothing special about them. They all function the exact same, have literally the same hitboxes. It's just that they look different, just because. The reason for that is because the Whisper is the only enemy that will be in literally every level, barring the first one. The Zavukis are essentially Whispers anyway, so really the Whisper does appear in every level. And so I've added 2 variants to the Whispers so that you're not looking at the exact same thing the whole time. So yeah, that's the current state of Rise 2. Yes, this will be the thumbnail for this video, because of course it is. Or of course it will be. That just makes sense.